All right, welcome back. And in this video, we're going to be creating our background view, the gradient view. So let's go ahead and create a new file inside our views. And I'm going to select a Swift file this time. And we're going to name this one gradient view. Okay. And this is going to import from UIKit. And we're going to create a final class gradient view, UI view. Okay. And now what we're going to do is we're going to override the layer class to use CA gradient layer. So we're going to simply say layer class. Okay. And we're going to override with CA gradient layer dot class or coder. Okay. And for the initialization code, we're going to have our own initializer that will take colors, an array of UI color. Okay, and we're gonna call super.init first with frame 0, and then we're gonna say the gonna create a gradient layer. So gradient layer as CA gradient layer, and then we're gonna say gradient layer dot colors is equal to colors dot map. So gradient layer dot color expects us to pass an array of CG colors. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the map operator to convert all these colors, UI colors, into CG colors, like so. Okay. And then for the start point, I'm going to use CG point from the top left. That's going to be 0, 0 to end point is going to be CG point 1, 1. That is bottom right. Okay, so imagine this is your phone screen. This is going to be the top left and bottom right. So 1, 1 and 0, 0. So it's going to go all the way. Okay. All right, so it's asking us to create required initializer, so we're gonna create that, and there we go. This is the whole code for our gradient layer. Now, this gives us a flexibility not to create, not to have basically an image to be used as a background, and our view is going to be much more flexible in terms of, like, taking over the entire screen, the resolutions and stuff like that. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go into our base view controller now, and inside our base view controller we want to create a background layer. So I'm gonna create a private lazy var background layer, and this is gonna be a gradient view, and we're gonna create view gradient view with colors. So we want to actually take a set of colors, so go ahead and choose your colors. What I'm going to do is I'm gonna paste these colors that I actually chose. It's sort of like a blue, and there's a light blue, and there's light purple and slightly dark purple. All right, so these are going to be our colors. I'm going to return V to remove this complaint like error, and we're going to say translate auto resizing mask into constraint. We're going to say false because we want to provide our own constraints. Okay, now I'm going to create two functions. There's going to be a setup views function and setup constraints function. So I'm going to create these two private functions. Okay. All right. So first one is where we're gonna add our subviews, and we're gonna follow the same pattern where, like, for all the views or view controllers, whenever we are setting or adding UI component, we're gonna add those UI component inside set of views, and we're gonna set up constraints for individual UI elements. So this time we are setting background layer. So we're gonna say ns layout constraints dot activate, and you're gonna say the background layer is gonna be it's gonna have leading anchor constraint equal to view dot leading anchor. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna cover the entire screen with this background layer. So I'm gonna simply copy this and paste it a few times. So leading, trailing, top, bottom. Okay, so trailing, top, and bottom. There we go. All right, so these are all the constraints that are gonna be make sure that our background layer is covering the entire screen. Okay, now when we go back into our home view controller, we're gonna remove this. Okay, and since it is inheriting from the base view controller, it should have that background, and I'm gonna do the same thing here. Okay, and then we're gonna just launch and see what we got so far. All right, so there we go. This is our gradient, and if you change tabs, you notice there is no difference because like, both are using the same gradient. So once we start putting our UI elements into these individual view controllers, then we're gonna see more, like, variations in these screens. Okay, so right now they look same, but soon they're gonna start looking different. All right, so this was our gradient view, and next we're gonna start setting up our home view controller, which is gonna basically host a map, a button for us to launch the run, and some of the top level stuff. Okay, and we also gonna create location manager, etc. into that space. Okay, so I will see you guys in next video. Thank you.